Hello, Suns fans. This is Suns Latest. I am Rich Rubin, and oh my God, the Suns open the NBA season tomorrow night. As of this recording, 726 and counting Suns subscribers. If you sign up for Suns Latest, if you subscribe, you are no longer a subscriber. You are a Suns subscriber, and that, as I said the other day, is quite special. Thank you. Thank you to Fan Arch, and thank you for commenting and hassling me about Kevin Durant all day long, because I'll just keep going at it. Excuse me, I think I have to sneeze. All right, I think we're good. Quote of the day. No quote today, just a petty observation about former Sun Kevin Durant. And me and a guy named Ron have been going at it most of the day over Kevin Durant, the comments. And I love back and forth. I love discourse. Just don't be rude. When you get personal or when you get, this is why you're the way you are, you know what? We all have little sisters, and those are those kind of arguments. Grow up, put on your big boy Suns pants, and argue like people. Thank you. I'm not technically calling anybody out. Petty observation about former Sun Kevin Durant. KD is now with the Rockets, who despite losing their anchor, Fred VanVleet, who KD was going to pair with and run over the league, according to everybody, Fred VanVleet is out this season due to injury. The Rockets are still picked as the fifth best team by ESPN rankings going into the season. Fifth? The Rockets? Fifth? Without a point guard? Without a veteran presence? With Kevin Durant doing what he did to the Suns last year? With a coach who's a lot less forgiving than Coach Bud ever was, a coach who refuses to lose the locker room? Yeah, we'll see. The observation is KD, even though he's averaged 27 points per game over the last 6 seasons, and I have made a really good point about that, and KD was in the top 15 for a minute, he's not anymore. Try to let this one sink in. In the last decade and a half, last decade plus a season. So 6 seasons. I told you I'm not a mathlete. Cut me some slack. Kevin Durant has averaged 27 points per game. That's been intended with another average, an average of 46 games played per season. In over a decade, Kevin Durant hasn't played in over half of the regular season games due to whatever, mostly to injury. Look, he's 37, and he's not LeBron. He's not bionic. I know LeBron's injured right now. It's Kevin Durant, okay? His game always looks right, but he's a lot more fragile than you think. So if you really start adding that up, is it really worth it to have Kevin Durant on your team? Prove that it really wasn't last year. So some of you are going to be like, yeah, see, you don't like Kevin Durant, but I do call it as I see it. He's still a legendary, greatest offensive player I think I've ever seen, next to Steph Curry and possibly Larry Bird. He is 37. It doesn't look like he's lost a step. He's lost a step. He is aging. Remember this, the Rockets will be good this year, even if they didn't have Kevin Durant. They'll be good even without Fred VanVleet. They won't be as good as everybody is predicting, especially ESPN. Yikes. All right, the Suns kick off the season tomorrow in Phoenix at Mortgage Matchup Center against the Sacramento Kings. This is so funny. I'm going to be in Phoenix. Not at the game. I'm going to see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest at Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater, but I will be checking the score all night. That's just how I set this up months ago before anybody knew what the Suns opening night was going to be. So at least I'll be in town. How about that? Really quick before we get to the 14, former Sun Cameron Payne was waived by the Indiana Pacers. He did that training camp thing. They'll still need a backup, at least at point guard. So I'm guessing they're exercising what the Warriors are doing with Seth Curry and what the Suns might be doing with Jared Butler. Waive him now. See how it goes. Early November, when situations change with aprons and tax and luxury, might be able to get him back. But right now, Cameron Payne is an NBA pro without a team. Stranger things have happened. If Jared Butler latches on with somebody else, which I have a feeling is going to happen, Suns might be looking at Cameron Payne again. You never know. All right. The final roster of 14 players is in place. And let's talk a little bit about Jared Butler. It's more than a few of us are bummed that we cut a combo guard like Jared Butler, who had a good preseason and a stellar final preseason performance against the hated Lakers. 35 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, and no turnovers. Clearly playing for a roster spot, as he should be. That's why he was brought in. Suns' other backup point guard, Jordan Goodwin, 24 points but 4 turnovers. But the improvement in Jordan Goodwin's offensive game, night and day. And that is what that's what makes Goodwin a keeper, and that's what made Butler expendable. And I had a feeling going into this, because of Butler's non-guaranteed contract, which also just makes him a free agent. He's not even bound to the Suns' G League team. So, and Goodwin was brought in specifically for defense. And if you watch Coach Ott and what he talks about in every single interview, it's the defensive mindedness of this Suns team going forward. He worked with Evan Mobley on Cleveland last year, one-on-one player development. Mobley became Defensive Player of the Year. The Suns are going to be a defensive-minded team with defensive schemes for every single possible situation. Jordan Goodwin fits that better than Jared Butler did. My fault. Non-guaranteed. He's out. He's now a free agent. He's probably going to latch on with somebody else. Final cuts aren't always about talent. They're about timing, salary cap, near future, even though the Suns are kind of playing the long game, but they do have to see what they have now. They also have to and better be patient because it's going to be rough the first few months of the season. It's just going to be rough. They're young and inexperienced. So right now we're only going to carry 14 players due to our luxury tax situation. I thought you were supposed to carry 15 by league rule. I have a feeling that's not league rule. I'm guessing that's just, these are the maximum amount of players you have to have. Curious Mind 2525 coming up in the comments is going to explain it for all of us way better than I could, so thank you, sir. Butler had a non-guaranteed training camp deal. I think he was insurance for Gillespie and Goodwin. Either way, the cuts are tough. We saw how good Butler can be. I really wish him luck, and I hope his performance in preseason with the Suns makes it easier for another team to pick him up. It would be really nice to see him have a good NBA career because the talent is absolutely there. We also signed and waived Sean McDermott, and Nathan Mariano. They will now be eligible to join our G League team, the Valley Suns. This happens all the time late in preseason to see what the Suns have got. FYI, the Suns.com site still has 17 players' photos up 2 days before opening night. I don't know why they don't stay up with it. CJ Huntley and Isaiah Livers had good preseasons. They are on two ways, the last I checked. So I'm assuming they're going to flip back and forth. That's the whole point of the two-way contract. We'll see. But they both had pretty decent preseasons, considering I didn't even think they were going to get in any of the games. All right, let's get to your comments, and then we will get to the Suns Legend of the Day, Hustler Edition. BYB Boxing says, I love the idea of Sunscribers. Keep that up. Yes, sir. Curious Minds 2525. As always, a good show, Rich. Thank you. I appreciate your effort to give us diehard Suns fans such a wonderful forum to express ourselves. That is the whole point of Suns Latest. Let's talk about the Suns. But I was wrong. Sometimes my logical conclusions are dashed. We're all wrong. We're all right all the time as well. Nobody's ever 100%. Don't worry about that. Suns waive Butler, which I think is their first mistake this preseason. We're going to debate that. It really depends on what Butler does if he hooks up with another team and becomes a significant contributor. However, based on his play, I'm confident Jared will find another team willing to sign him. I wish him well. This waiver by the Suns means that Ishbia is definitely trying to keep the Suns under the NBA luxury tax limit for this season, as teams pay an increasing rate if they stay in the luxury tax over multiple consecutive years. Breaking that cycle allows the Suns to start again at the lowest rate if they choose to go into the luxury tax next year, which makes sense with stretching a hefty Beal salary. And there is your answer as to why, another reason, but the main reason why you had to get rid of somebody like Butler. Good news, they are keeping Jordan Goodwin, who I believe is more versatile than Butler. We are in agreement on that. An open spot means more flexibility in adding someone later like Kobe Bryant for a playoff run if they make it, or for making trades. I was wrong, too. I had this weird feeling that no matter what, Goodwin was going to make the final roster, and Butler was maybe insurance, as I'm a broken record. I'm sorry about that. So, as I said before, I think they're going to do what the Warriors are doing with Seth Curry. And Goodwin there's no question he's a better defender. And I think off the bench, Coach Ott really believes in not letting up on the defense off the bench. I just hope Butler doesn't end up with the Lakers or the Rockets. Okay, new commentator, and this is not the only day we're going to be going at it, Ron. Ron, that's my dad's name. That's why I say it like that. I don't like your KD take it all. Basically, you are saying it's okay for KD to screw over every organization but the Warriors. Welcome to Suns Latest, Ron, and never open with what you're saying is. It's a weak attempt at triggering. Now, to respond to your comment, how did KD screw over every organization except for the Oklahoma City Thunder when he went to the Warriors? He screwed over the Warriors. And no, in retrospect, and you know it's in the back of his head, and we've talked about it, KD is probably thinking, probably shouldn't have left the team that just got beat by this team. Probably shouldn't have gone to that team. So, but he wanted to leave Golden State and go to Brooklyn and lead them to a ring, and he came really, really close, and it didn't work out. And it wasn't all his fault. As much as I love Steve Nash, he wasn't ready to coach a team like that. Kyrie Irving and James Harden none of them could play. It was like the Suns last year. Nobody could really get off the freaking injured list. Like over 90% of his teams trying to win a chip, it doesn't work out. He wanted to go to Phoenix, do the same, not his fault. Suns let CP3 go for Beal. Brought in what turned out to be a lame coach. Keeping CP3 would have made a huge difference for KD and the team. Suns tried to trade him halfway through the season. and he wanted to stay. So how is that screwing over the Suns? If he had stayed in Golden State, they would have won another title, maybe 2 more, and solidified that dynasty even more. They had Toronto beat in the finals before the Clay and KD injuries. Then he left. By your rationale, wouldn't that be screwing over the Warriors? That's all I'm going to say regarding Ron, because there's more. Him and I are going nuts on this thing about how KD is. And Ron actually called me out, ripping on me for saying, well, you don't live here anymore, and us diehard Suns fans live through it. It's like, buddy, still a diehard Suns fan. I'm not going to explain that to you. If you that, which also means you're new and you haven't been watching, and that's fine. But see, when you get personal, when you call out my loyalty to my team, I don't think so, my friend. Legend of the Day, Hustler Edition, thought of by Nevetsov, a loyal Sunscriber to Suns latest. This is a guy that I loved, and let's be really clear. A lot of the guys who play one season with the Suns, these are scrubs, these are bench players, these are hustle guys brought in for one specific thing, and they don't last very long. But that's the beauty of the Hustler Audition. They come in, they're specialists, they do their job, and they're gone. Bo Outlaw, 1 season with the Suns. This guy, our Suns legend of the day, Stephen Hunter, power forward center, 7 feet, 240 out of DePaul University in Chicago. Played 1 year with the Suns in 04 and 05, the first year that Nash came back. Boy, did he benefit from having Steve Nash on his team. Straight up energy off the bench for the front court. Big and strong enough to guard power forward. Quick enough to guard small forward. Amazing shot blocker. If this guy could have gotten you 10 points a game, somehow he could have been a starter for a lot of teams as a power forward. He was a great energy 7th or 8th guy off the bench. I loved when he came in and he spelled Stoudemire, because we actually gained a lot defensively, and the Suns would put in somebody else like Q, or just, tell Nash, hey, Hunter's in, you can't go to Stat, go to Marion, and you shoot more. But it never seemed to drop off when Stephen Hunter came in, and he gave it his all. Excellent dunker. Playing with Nash really made him learn court awareness. It's like, be here, be here, be here, get ready for the alley-oop. Hunter made some really nice dunks. He was really fun to watch. I love that he knew his assignment. Get the rebounds. Defend that guy. Get in his face. Block a shot. I felt that he never got enough credit for the job that he did. And in the playoffs, he scored a career-high 16 points with 5 rebounds in a 114-103 victory over Memphis in the Western semis, and I'm pretty sure we smoked them 4-0 with a lot of help from Stephen Hunter. Stephen Hunter is your Suns legend of the day. Hustler Edition. If you have any Hustler guys that played for the Suns, even if they played a game, I don't care who they are. If they were legit, straight-up hustlers, like guys like P.J. Tucker, guys like the next few people that we're going to be talking about, let me know about them in the comments, and we're going to keep doing this. And I appreciate you watching Suns Latest. First game is tomorrow. Go Suns. Thanks for watching.